Good afternoon, Facebook followers and YouTube friends and everybody else. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for August 11, 2014, Monday afternoon around 5:22 p.m. Nice and sunny weather out, a little bit muggy, but that's summer for you, and we're in the home stretch for summer, only a few more weeks away until the kids go back to school. Some news to report: the LA Kings are going to retire defenseman Rob Blake's number 4 in January. And also today I had an interview at Shaw's Supermarket in Burlington, Massachusetts for a front end position. Temporary. It's going to be the same thing I did at Market Basket, doing carriages and bagging groceries, and I told them I just want a temporary job until this Market Basket stalemate is over, and there's no news to report on the Market Basket stalemate, and it gets scarier by the day if you don't hear any news, and also rumors about this and that. We don't know when it's going to end, and it's scary. But, you know, I have to do what I have to do. I can't wait for the stalemate to end. The stalemate could go on for a week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks longer. Can't wait because, you know, I need a job, and there's not too many places hiring that I could do, probably retail. So we'll wait and see about that. I just hope I get called by Shaw soon because I just need a job. And that's about it on that. And my next subject is about Boston Bruins play-by-play announcer Jack Edwards. Jack Edwards has been doing the games for the Bruins for about 10 years, and he's a very enthusiastic announcer. He has so many one-liners, and he's probably one of the best hockey announcers in the world today. Jack's career started in New Hampshire calling UNH hockey games back in the 70s. Then he worked for WGIR Radio in Manchester, New Hampshire, doing sports and play-by-play. Then he became a sports anchor for WMUR TV 9 in Manchester as well. In the early 1980s, Jack went to WRKO AM 680 in Boston to host a talk show, and he did that for a few years. Then, in the 80s, he bounced around in the area on television. He was a sports anchor for WJAR TV 10 in Providence, Rhode Island. He worked for WCVB TV 5 in Boston, and he worked for WHDH Channel 7 in Boston for years as a sports anchor reporter, and he was pretty good at it. His first national exposure was working for ABC's Wide World of Sports as a freelance reporter, and then he called alpine skiing for ABC in the 1988 Winter Olympics, and he did the same thing in 1991 for the Olympic Fest on CBS. In 1991, Jack Edwards left Channel 7 in Boston to sign with ESPN, and he worked for ESPN from 1991 through 2003, and he did a lot of things for the worldwide leader in sports. He hosted and reported on SportsCenter for many years. He also did play-by-play of the Little League World Series for a few years. And then he called NHL games on ESPN for several years as well. He even did some work for the NHL on ABC as well. And then Jack also called soccer games, and he did the 2002 World Cup for the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN. Jack left ESPN around 2003 or so, and he took a couple of years off. He didn't do too much during those 2 years. Then Jack came back to television in 2005 for NESN. He called the Boston Bruins road games with Andy Brickley. Dale Arnold called the home games usually, and Jack Edwards called the road games for about 2 years. In 2007, Jack Edwards signed full-time with NESN to call all the Bruins home and road games with Andy Brickley, as Dale Arnold was dropped from doing a home telecast because they wanted Dale to do the whole schedule, but he had commitments with WEEI hosting his radio show, and Jack got the job, and Jack's been a full-time Bruins announcer ever since, and he's very good at doing doing the announcing. I tell you, very enthusiastic. He has great one-liners. He especially is hard on players who are rivals of the Bruins, especially the Canadians, sometimes the Flyers, the Rangers, the Maple Leafs, the Senators. Some of the one-liners are awesome, and Jack is great at it. And Jack got a Stanley Cup ring from the Boston Bruins in 2011 when they won the Stanley Cup for the first time in 39 years. Also, Jack has coached some soccer games for NESN, and from time to time during the Bruins off-season, he is anchoring NESN Sports Desk or whatever that show's called now, and he's good at it, and he's real popular with the fans of Boston. Once in a while, he's like calls in for sports radio, WEEI 93.7 weekly things and stuff like. And he has a lot of great calls. Score! He put it in the net, and oh, it's 1-0 Bruins. And he also says something. Oh, he got knocked out. Oh, what a lister. Stuff like that. And he's the best. He's one of the best. And it's great that the Bruins have an announcer like Jack Edwards. And he and Andy Brickley are probably the best tandem the Bruins have had for play-by-play and color man in such a long time. And it's a treat every time to hear Jack Edwards do play-by-play. I miss it when the national broadcasts like NBC and NBCSN have the Bruins telecast. That means no Jack Edwards. Yeah, but that's exclusive. And, you know, that we have to live with that for a game or two. And after the first round of the playoffs, we don't hear Jack's voice again because the NBC and NBCSN get exclusive rights to the rest of the playoffs. That's about it for Jack Edwards. I'll be back with the third and final video blog of the night later on today. Have a good afternoon, Facebook friends. See you in a few hours, my friends. Bye.